what a lizard. Okay, so yeah, Write What You Know would have been a good kind of topic, but I've already written about guns for 4 out of the last 18 homeworks, and like I've got loads of material left, but you know, it does start looking. I think 5 is your maximum, and I want to save it for a really big one like next season maybe. So yeah, I thought I'd just do something that rhymed a lot, but didn't mean a great deal, which seems to be something much more within my kind of capabilities. So yeah, I know it really sound like my 2 interests are rhymes and guns, which is a little bit gangster, isn't it? I'm not at all gangster. I know this because I grow big courgettes in my yard. I've never heard that in a rap song. This does not happen. And also because I don't use any hand gestures. Like I had the whole hand gestures thing completely ruined for me when I saw the video for E17 Stay Now, which has the most awesomely over the top hand gestures ever. They got this bit where like, the lyrics are, I'm not going to sing, I'll watch your face while you're sleeping, and the hand gesture at like floor height is Ryan, that's not watching. She left because you beat her. So I'm not going to use any hand gestures, and I'm also going to read it off paper. That's okay because this is a scratch night, and I only completed this last night, and my burglar alarm went off at 2 a.m. So I'm tired. So this poem about gravity. I know you guys are like, fuck that, that's science. Don't come for science. Don't worry, it's non-informative. Promise. 4.5 minutes, no learn. Promise. Like absolutely promise. So yeah, this is loosely about gravity. And yeah, no meaning, just pretty sound. Yeah, just like rhymes. Yeah, that's the thing here. Yeah. Oh man. Mass in the swivel chair, torque force in a door catch, friction in the feet of thieves, magnets in the store tags, all forces acting, brutal, truthful, some are cruel, some are useful, each is meted out in preschool by the spoonful, lesson learned. Each time the screwdriver turns or skids mark tarmac charcoal black and sky arms with friction burns. Still, every kid killing villain in physics panoply is chilled vanilla next to the moriarity of gravity. It has to be gravity, it has to be gravity, tapping the canvas, harassing the canopy. It has to be gravity, behind bodies dropping and balls that fall like frosted topping and rise with the cough like Doc Cotton. It has to be gravity's ragged tenacity, day trading and aviation catastrophes, to place bets on train wrecks and when you'll next fall. It has to be gravity causing them all. I'm working on the 13th in a crackerjack battery where haggard packs of Draculas practice bland badassery, display their jaded natures trading tales of painful apathy, ersatz camaraderie stacked at max capacity. Every day's the same cascade of badly faked urbanity because the managers are ravenous for what must feel like flattery. If they ever loved anything, they loved it just sarcastically. There's something in the water as they raise a glass to gravity. It has to be gravity, it has to be gravity when addled cadavers lap up each bad calorie. It has to be gravity when you don't get a raise but stay for the sake of it, taking strained praise. It has to be gravity, cackling manically, smashing each talisman fresh from the factory. If the day spray with stasis or faces with frowns, it has to be gravity dragging them down. We say we take a break if our paycheck's only stretched, so we parlay in the yard a while, all pardon me's and cigarettes. It's hard to cast an argument for the constant scratch for salary. My arms around her cardigan. It has to be gravity that glues us two to the usual tube stops and news. Doing something is just something you have to do. The belly's better when it swells than when it bends to a concavity. Every cell together now, it's us against the gravity. It has to be gravity, it has to be gravity as it clacks and drags a dreamer down, collapse back to reality. It has to be gravity when my head is so heavy that I stay in the bed till I'm dead if you let me. It has to be gravity's fantastic vanity that grabs at the magma stashed in planet cavities. If the pavement gets stained with some pay clerk's remains, it was gravity scammed him right out of his brains. The calendar had only just started happening. The main man of fashion, 2 magical mannequins, Adam for Ashatz, Eve there to balance him, a challenge she handled with natural tenacity. The adder, the baddest man in the menagerie, trapped with an apple and passionate bantering, paradise lost in a start-up calamity. The fool needed fuel and it had to be gravity. It had to be gravity's hand in the banishing. Adam backstabbed like manner staggering. It had to be gravity, grabbing up habitat, travelling barrens for cattle and cabbage patch. It has to be gravity's jagged veracity, a constant G-frame to attach a comparison, floors for the leaping from, walls for the leaning on, gravity graphing the zenith and median. Look, if I had to manufacture a brand new galaxy from scratch, it would be tabula rasa, man. I'd let the gravity lapse, but I'm trying to navigate the hazardous waste between dumb and noble, the mass that sits in fear and falling, the talk force in the feeling hopeful. I've got a lot of clever friends who both say there's no such thing as anti-gravity, that floating's for oceans are an emotion you use to mitigate that agony, that it gets everyone and it will come for you, but in return it swells the coffee and hoists up the moon. So let's just reduce this to some universal truths. Gravity measures the kick in the booze. Cheers.